When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Tuesday, July 28th. And are we back to school shopping yet, boys?
Yeah, of course. I don't think it ever ended. To be
Not yet,
honest
fellas.
with you.
A little contradiction there.
It never. I don't know what to say about that then. But for me, I feel like school never ends. So we're just gonna keep it rolling.
I feel like maybe with your house life, maybe school doesn't end with people working all year long at the school. But regular parents have not started back to school shopping yet. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, not yet, man. Soon.
Beautiful.
It's around the corner.
Beautiful. Well, that's good for all you parents. Good luck. Get those new shoes. Keep them cleaned. The Parkway is opened a week early, so congratulations to PennDOT. I feel like everyone in the city is shocked. I've never heard people giving promising information to PennDOT. Tom, I saw on KDKA last night, people were absolutely shocked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure PennDOT wasn't the construction crew on there. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they brought in some of the smartest and brightest people to move this bridge on hydraulics. I'm pretty sure it wasn't PennDOT. No knock to PennDOT or anything, but they're just a little bit slower. Yeah, we're open a week early. I'm pretty sure the main reason behind that all was, I don't know if it was $2 million a day or $2 million total to finish a week early. I think it was $2 million every day they finished early from that week. So yeah, $14 million. I'd finish early too.
It's amazing. Every time I hear about one of these construction projects around the country that gets a bonus for every day they close early, magically, it always closes early.
But PennDOT's all hourly workers, man. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm not going to go down the capitalist socialist debate here on Chatter. I'd rather just get into TRID.
Yeah. Let's keep it on TRID here. Let's keep it on the tracks. But we are going back to the basics today. Anthony, it may not be school shopping yet, but we're going back to mortgage school. Wow, can't get it out. Mortgage 101 here today. And we're talking about mortgage rules once your buyer gets a loan estimate. We all know a cost sheet from a lender, pretty much not worth anything. The costs don't have to stay the same. The costs can change from what's on the cost sheet. It's when the buyer completes their mortgage application and gets their official loan estimate, that's what triggers the mortgage rules and what can change and what cannot change. And Anth, if you want to pull out our trusty TRID chart here, that if you're a Chatter follower, you'll probably be getting this in your email very soon. There are different buckets. And Anth, you can chime in here of the different buckets. One of the biggest buckets is the zero tolerance bucket and what can change and what cannot change there. Anth, you're muted.
And frozen.
Oh, we lost him.
He's mute.
Unmute yourself, Anthony. Come on.
My bad, fellas. I'm back. So origination fees can't change. Underwriting fees, transfer taxes. There's definitely specific items that cannot change, during the process once that estimate has been issued after offer acceptance. So if they are changed, the buyer has the right to tell the lender, sorry, you got to eat it, because it's against TRID guidelines that the lender change those fees after they disclose them. I mean, we know what those costs are going to be. So changing them is just irresponsible.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest item that can't change there that we see or hear about all the time is transfer taxes. The only time transfer taxes can change after they're quoted to the buyer on the loan estimate is if there's a actual change of circumstance, like the address is wrong on the contract and the wrong municipality was put down, something like that. But Tom, because a lender didn't know the proper transfer taxes and misquoted, they cannot just go a day before closing and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, your costs are going up because we had the wrong transfer taxes.
No, you're not allowed to do that. They know from the get-go these transfer taxes are set in stone. I mean, we have a list. We've distributed the list out to real estate agents, and we want to keep everybody in the know. It's important to know when you're buying in these certain areas, they are higher. And yes, we cannot change those when it comes down to it at the end. I have heard stories of people doing that as well. Yes, you may get away with it. But if the agent's there to protect their buyer, they're not going to get away with it. So that's the importance of knowing these as an agent, is to protect your buyer, because when it all comes down to it, it's all about the buyer's experience and what happened with the buyer to bring back another. Nothing else matters in this transaction. So we have to start really looking at our clients in a different light, a different aspect, and treating them a little bit better.
And in reality, buyers are not going to know this information. This is really in the weeds of mortgage rules, and that's why a lot of the times lenders get away with it. And no one's there to say, whoa, pump the brakes. That's a zero tolerance. You cannot change that. So, I mean, at West Penn Financial, if we misquote a transfer tax, we have to eat that cost, unfortunately, and the loan officer gets yelled at. That's how the business works. If you see an origination fee on a loan estimate, that cannot change from when you get to closing. Now,
how often do you see that happen, though, with the taxes and things like that? So, it is kind of it's a shame what we see out there sometimes from some of these lenders.
Well, that's where it gets confusing, guys. And that's where we have to explain. So we just went over the zero tolerance, but not every cost on the loan estimate is a zero tolerance. There's some that are in the 10%, and we won't really jump into that, but let's go to the no tolerance. And this is where buyers get really confused, and agents, because there's no tolerance on the loan estimate is kind of like the property taxes and the escrow and the homeowner's insurance. And this is why buyers see 1 month of an escrow and it really messes up their closing costs, because we know 1 month isn't going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I just saw 2 of them yesterday. I mean, when a lender's quoting, the escrow account, it's covering 2 items: prorations back to the seller, as well as starting that escrow. It's going to be 12 months or pretty darn close to it. That's just going to confuse the heck out of the buyer when they're trying to compare options, because, if somebody's showing 4 months versus somebody else showing the actual, say 12, it looks like those numbers are less. On paper, it looks like those numbers are going to be the same regardless of the lender, and it's going to be closer to 12 months. So prepare yourself to bring that additional money to closing if somebody's showing you 3 or 4 months of taxes. We see it all the time, unfortunately, line, so it looks less, because you're not going to cancel a week before closing to start the process all over. Unfortunately, you got to take it.
Yeah, I mean, the more knowledge you guys as real estate agents have on reading the loan estimate, the better your clients are going to be. The more you can point out to say, let's ask about this, or what's this cost, or why did this change? Just saying, oh man, I see this estimate and I can't even read it, I can't even wrap my head around this, is not what we want to be hearing. The loan estimate is a standardized form. It should be able to be understood. We should be able to understand the sections. And if you ever have any trouble with that, schedule a one-on-one with us and we can do a loan estimate training with you. But pay attention to this, guys. At West Penn, we have your buyer's best interest in mind. But Tom, I can't say that across the board. There are other lenders out there that just want to get that deal closed. so they can get that commission in their pocket.
Yeah, I just dealt with it Friday and a Monday over the weekend with one of the lenders. They were hiding fees, not showing everything. We were clearly better, but when you looked at the bottom line and the bottom number, their number was lower. But I knew for a fact they didn't have some of the fees that were required here in PA or in the Pittsburgh, Western PA area that are required on all deals. So yes, they did show lower, but I know at the end it was going to be higher. And then they would just work over the buyer as well as the agent if they didn't know the rules. So yeah, it's very important, and we need to be taking it serious.
Absolutely. Know your loan estimate. Call us with questions, and have a great rest of your week, fellas.
Later,
See you guys.
boys.
Tom, Ryan, and Anthony.